Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to discuss Algorand. I do like to cover Algorand because I think Algorand is one of the most fundamentally sound cryptocurrencies in the market as a whole. So what I want to look at is a potential local bottom confirmation for Algorand, a macro 1-2 Elliott Wave count to the upside, and the current risk to reward in the market as a whole, and my thoughts going forward. So if you haven't already, guys, smash this video a like. Let's try and get it to 30 today. Comment down below and subscribe. Let's get into it. Hi, in these ranges that Algorand likes to trade in when it is accumulating. You can see dating here all the way back to 2019. Algorand likes to stay around the 20-cent zone for a nice deviations above, deviations below, in a nice bit of accumulation. Before then, we've got a 5-wave move to the upside dating back to 2020, and you can see there clear as day, nice 5-wave move to the upside. And if we're not going to break the lows here, guys, the implications of these 5 waves to the upside are absolutely massive, because what we could be getting here on the macro Elliott Wave count is a nice 1-2 to the upside, in which case we don't want to be breaking these lows at around 10 cents. But what we've already done at the minute is deviate below the range like we did back here. We got the nice pump above, deviate below, then set to move in a 5-wave fashion. Pump above, deviate below. Now we are in potentially a nice zone like this where we want to be watching out for the nice pumps and the dumps to come in Algorand. So what we can do on the lower time frame is just zoom in and have a look at what Algorand is doing. Looking at the whole move down for Algorand, I think it's clear as day what we're getting here is a nice move to the downside, a nice flat correction in the middle there, with then looking for the 5-wave move to the downside, which could be done right now, which is why I'm making this video, because in our last video we was anticipating possibly going down a little bit lower, but we did identify that we was probably in the 5th wave of the C leg to the downside, really looking for a nice reaction. Now what we've got here for Algorand is a really nice impulsive reaction, in my opinion, and we're coming back to some key levels now, because as you can see here, this has been really key in terms of accumulation for Algorand in the past, in which case we deviated below as we talked about earlier, and now are back in that trading range. So what we want to see as confirmation for Algorand to be at a potential local bottom, if we are getting a nice 1-2 to the upside here of a nice macro Elliott 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, want to be looking at around these levels. We don't want to be breaking these lows. Break these lows, the count's off, and you can probably expect new lows to be broken with these wicks to be taken. However, what I'm expecting here for Algorand is with this impulsive move off the downside and Bitcoin playing ball and it's staying steady, letting the alts have their moves. Have a little look at around the 20-cent zone for Algorand before then a nice 3-wave move to the upside, and that could be a nice 1-2, 1. So and then you get your 5 waves to the upside that we are looking for on the macro account. But really on the lower time frame, this range needs to hold. And if we have a little zoom out now on the weekly time frame, you can see how important this range has been. With the amount of wicks that we've had in this range to the upside, down, bit of a deviation with the candle body closes in there. Nice big bearish candle entering this zone with the wicks to the upside. Now wicks to the upside and downside again. This range is one of the most important ranges in terms of Algorand having a look and potentially being at a local bottom and looking for a nice wave 3 to the upside. We don't really want to be closing too many candles below this range. If any, really, to be honest, we want to be holding this level that you can see here. Nice bit of consolidation there. Bit of a bearish candle to shake out people before then the move to the upside. And what we could be getting now is the nice big bearish candle, bit of a shakeout, pump up, and we really want to be holding this level. But what you can see on the weekly time frame with these wicks into this nice key range, we'll get the big range off there. And you can see the really important level that we've got here in the past with big wicks holding this price action down. This is where the long-term investors are looking to buy. The big whales are getting in at the lows at these nice ranges down here with the big bearish candles, a lot of fear, looking for a reclaim, and that could be a nice 1, 2, 3 to the upside. You don't really want to be, if we have a zoom out here on the weekly time frame, you can get a nice perspective of what we actually are looking at here for Algorand, because the move that we've got at the minute is pretty much in Algorand's history. We've had major moves. This that we're seeing here is absolutely nothing. It really is nothing. Algorand can do much bigger things than this, and that usually comes in a third wave. So if we have a nice 1-2 to the upside now, like we got back here with a nice 1-2, we should be expecting a nice bit of a parabolic wave to come soon, and that could come with Bitcoin's retrace to the upside, sends the altcoins flying, or we just simply get a nice retrace to the upside for Algorand, in which case I think what we want to be watching out for is with these key reactions on this trend line, nice targets to the upside and key levels where we have nice weekly and candle body closes up and around the $1.40 and $1.60. You can see how when we pull the trend based, not the trend based Fibonacci, normal Fibonacci here from high to low, have a look at that 618702 lining up at the trend line, lining up at this key zone. These major moves are not the ones that you want to be missing out on. You don't really want to be getting shaken out of these moves by little short-term dips to the downside when we have nice key zones holding us up at key levels. So just keep a level head, guys, because Algorand could be in for an absolutely massive move. If these lows are not to be taken, I think obviously the market can do exactly what it wants, and we're here to just play the probabilities. But for me, Algorand is looking really, really good. Obviously, as we are on the weekly time frame, we are coming up to a bit of a resistance here, but I think this is just going to be a bit of a psychological resistance for most traders. I think everyone's going to be looking at this range thinking, well, we're never going to break above this. Look at all that price action, and then what we'll end up doing is just we'll get you 1, 2, and that'll leave everyone behind. Your Fed wave, big inefficient candle here that probably want to come up and get filled, as we do have up here as well. So keep an eye out for that one, guys, on Algorand. I mean, it's just a little short-term update to cover Algorand because our last update we was talking about potential lower targets, but I want to just talk about the upper targets now for Algorand. So if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you think. And yeah, I will see you next time, guys. It's not financial advice. Take it easy.